Hey y'all, hey. So your girl just sitting here at home. I'm boiling some eggs for dinner. They're gonna be really good though. Some boiled eggs for dinner. I had scallops for lunch. So um I know some people like, what the hell? But I'm on this journey, right? Like I turned 45 in about 18 months or so. And so my goal for 45 is to compete in at least one amateur bodybuilding contest. I ain't got to win. I just want to compete. So I've been working with a trainer, Marvin Williams. He's really great. He's at Next Generation Fitness. Um, I remember the other day I wanted to punch him in his face. I did. I wanted to punch him in his face because I'm like, nigga, you know I can't do this. Do you see me? Like, I don't have any muscle mass. And he's like, come on, Suge. Because that's what he calls me, Suge. Like from Suge Avery off of Color Purple. But I can see results. Like, I can see results in my body. Now, this weekend, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed. And it's not because I like ate bad or anything. It was simply like I did have quite a bit of alcohol. Like I hung out with my friend, one of my best friends. I call her my number 2 best friend. Because my best friend passed away in December unexpectedly. And I'm like, girl. And that was my best friend. Oh my God, Lisa was my best friend. I miss her so much. I miss her when it be times like I want to talk to her and just tell girl, guess what? You know what I'm saying? And so the friend that I hung out with this weekend in Houston, I met her at a job. Oh my God, my son is 17, so it's had to be at least maybe 20 years ago, maybe. We worked at a job together. And I remember when she first met me, she told me she told me that she thought I was bougie. She didn't like me and all this. And I'm like, why you say that? Like, I don't know. But you know what? I get that so often from people. They be like, yeah, I just thought you was so bougie and I thought you was this and that. And I'm like, I don't even know what I be doing to get those vibes off. Like, I'm so down to earth and so non-judgmental. I just like really don't be giving a damn what you got going on because it ain't my business. You know what I'm saying? I just be doing me. But I get that so often because I just got it from another girl last week. She's just like, girl, I just didn't even think you listened to that type of music. And I'm like, what? Now it is certain shit I just don't be going for though, like seriously. But anyway, I was sitting here and like I said, I was boiling my eggs for dinner. And I got on my computer because I needed to check my son's account because he's going to be going to college in the fall. And so I was just, checking everything to make sure everything was good. He's going to take a test tomorrow. And so I just wanted to make sure everything was good. And I started feeling like, oh my God, my baby is leaving home, which I know he's not like leaving home, but I'm going to be an empty nester. I'm going to be in this house by myself. What the hell am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do. Because now, mind you, let's be 10-10. Even when he's home, he's in his room with the door closed. He's in his room with the door closed, but he's at home. You know what I'm saying? And so the fact that he's not going to be at home and I'm going to be in this house by myself, I just feel a way about it, And I remember so I don't ever remember wanting to have kids. Like I've never had that like, oh my God, I want to be a mom. I want to be a wife. I want to be I've never had those type of feelings, But I remember when I found out I was pregnant with him. So his father, I remember the exact moment I got pregnant. I was it was Baton Rouge, in a hotel. His father and I had went there he was going there for work. And I got pregnant there. A couple of weeks later, I was at my sister's house. Now, mind you, so this is how I know this shit is just like fucking crazy, right? So I'm from the country. I'm from a small community called Sharon, Mississippi, which I think has some of the most dope people ever. Like, we're just a community. We're a family. We're all kind of connected in some shape, form, or fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got cousins that are double cousins. My family have been there for, like, my great grandparents were there. Just a community, right? And so I started dating my son's father. I met him, and I let this nigga convince me to move to South Jackson. I let him convince me to move to South Jackson. And my sister was dating a guy at the time that convinced her as well to move to South Jackson. So she had a house in South Jackson. I had a house in South Jackson. And it's definitely not, it definitely wasn't as bad as it is now, because now, oh my God, if you go over to South Jackson, some parts of South Jackson, and please, anybody that live in South Jackson, don't take offense to this, but some parts of South Jackson look like a third world country. Like, you would think the motherfucking militia is out there. Like, it just looks horrible. But anyway, so when I was living there, it wasn't such too bad, but it's not what I was used to, because I'm from the country. You know what I'm saying? Like, acres. My parents have acres. You know, my family, you know what I'm saying? We're just a country family. So, I went over to my sister's house, and she started talking about her cycle, and I was like, no, bitch, I haven't seen mine. So I went to the Dollar Tree, and the Dollar General, and I bought a test. And it was positive. I was devastated. I was devastated. I did not want to have any kids. I definitely didn't want to have kids with him. But I was like 26, 27 years old, and I was just like, okay, well, that's okay. We'll do it, you know. So I end up, you know, going on with the pregnancy. Mind you, I am pro-choice. So I went along with the pregnancy. I had my baby. And it took my life in a direction I never thought it would go. Like, I had postpartum depression for 2 years. I just didn't understand why this baby couldn't understand. If you're hungry, eat. If you're sleepy, go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't understand all the extras. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point in my life, you know, prior to getting with his father, I was such like a free spirit. Like, I would move to another state. I just went wherever, and I did whatever. And so this baby kind of tethered me to Mississippi, because I had a baby. So, you know, I kind of needed the support of my family and everything like that or whatever. And it took me a while to adjust to being a mom. I left his father before my son even turned 1. That nigga, he's a pirate now. He has one eye. And I remember, like, when we were dating, he had told me something happened to his eye when he was younger. And so he kind of had this little thing with his eye. It wasn't a lazy eye, and it wasn't like a super noticeable thing, but he had this little thing. And I used to say, Lord, please don't let nothing be wrong with my baby eye. Like, I just didn't want anything to be wrong with my baby eye. But anyway, like I said, I left him before my son even turned 1. He was from Alabama, so I took him. I remember us getting into an argument, I think, one day, and I was just like, okay, nigga, no. So he had a car, he had a job. I mean, this dude, he would literally like give me his checks and allow me to cash his checks and all this and that. But he was so fucking jealous. He was so jealous spirited. I mean, he was jealous of my family, my friends. You know what I'm saying? Just emotionally, mentally abusive. And so I was just like, I knew I didn't want to raise my child in that type of environment. So I basically was like, yeah, let's go to Alabama. And my mom rode with me and one of my cousins, her name was Sonda. They rode with us to Alabama. I took that nigga to his mama's street address, dropped him off. I remember looking in the rearview mirror and he was standing in the street light. And I haven't seen him since. I haven't seen him since. And the one thing I am grateful for about him is that he didn't interfere with my life. He knew that he wasn't ready to be a father, I guess. I don't know. But I didn't have to worry about that baby daddy drama. Because I probably tried to kill that nigga. Like, I don't even be trying. I don't be going. Like, don't mess with me. like leave me alone. Like, nigga, we done. Go your way. I'm gonna go my way. If you want to be a father, I've never ever kept my child away from him or anything like that. But don't fuck with me. Leave me the hell alone. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, motherhood has been my biggest challenge of my life. Because my son, he's every bit a part of his father and I. He has characteristics from both of us, good and bad, on both sides, that has created a situation where it was a struggle. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, he has seizures. But I remember this little boy, he got kicked out of daycare. Not one, not two, probably about 3 daycares. He got kicked out of daycare. And it was just like, damn, dude, like, what are you doing? So it was a challenge. And, oh, man. I remember one day the school called me. He was in elementary school at that time. The school called me. And they was like, yeah, Coy is such and such and such and such. And I'm like, I felt my heart weaken. Like, I physically felt the stress that this was putting on me. And I decided that day, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let this kill me. I'm not going to allow this to stress me out. God got him. All I can do is pray about it. You know what I'm saying? Because every day, every year, he would mature more and more. You know what I'm saying? He would kind of change and grow and, you know, learn how to kind of manage his anger management and all those different things or whatever. And the crazy part about it is I couldn't get mad at him, which I did at times, of course. I got mad at certain times, you know. But I couldn't get mad at him because I was the same way in school. Like, they tried to put me on medication when I was in school. Like, the principal tried to put me on medication to try to control my anger. But it wasn't that, you know, I was super smart and gifted, advanced, but I didn't like people playing with me. Like, I just didn't like it. Like, fair is fair. And you was not going to be unfair to me. Or what I thought was unfair. And in most situations, it was unfair. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, that played a huge part in who I am today. Certain things I just don't go for. You can't just tell me anything, you know what I'm saying? Or just treat me anyway or speak to me anyhow. Because, why? And my son, he definitely have that same mentality. Now, I've matured. Although at times I still have to, you know what I mean? But, and he's definitely matured so much more. He's such a mellow kid. He's so funny. He has one, like I tell him all the time, his smile is beautiful. He's such a sweet little guy. Like, he don't fuck with nobody. Just don't fuck with him. Leave him alone. You know what I'm saying? So he definitely has come a long way. And I'm grateful to God for that. But I remember the day, I remember where I was and everything when I said, I'm not gonna let this kill me. I'm not gonna let this stress me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna put it in the hands of God and let him do what he does with it. You know, if situations occur, I reprogram my mind to deal with the interactions I had with him in authority. Because I would never forget that day. I was just like, oh my God, like my heart. I can feel my heart weaken. And I was like, bitch, you gonna die of a stroke or heart attack or something, letting this little boy stress you out. Um, but that goes back to say, so I pulled him out of school. Um, he turned 17 on June 6th. And I pulled him out of school early, Madison County School District, because I felt like they was failing him. They had a principal. His name was Mr. Young. Now, as I say, he's had many struggles with school and authority. So he ended up having to go to alternative school. And Mr. Young, he was the principal at the alternative school. And what I'm saying is it's not anything isolated, because I talked to other parents that had students at the alternative school, and we all have the same story. So I think Mr. Young, I don't think he realized where he was. Like, nigga, you work in an alternative school, so you know these students already have an issue, one with authority, direction, education, whatever. These are not just what you call regular students, you know what I'm saying? So for you to go in the mindset thinking like, oh, okay, I'm not going to have to be able to have a different mindset to deal with them. He was super strict. If they chewing bubble gum, he wants to send them home for 3 days. Everything he did, it was never correction. It was just discipline. So, they didn't wear their belt. They supposed to wear belts. They didn't wear their belt. So he'd be ready to send them home for 3, 4, 5 days. And I'm like, I didn't want to deal with it anymore. So I just withdrew him from school, and I was like, okay, so what we're gonna do is just gonna study for the GED. It's more than one way to skin a cat, as people always say. And so I pulled him out in like December. He took his GED in March, April, and passed it. So proud of him. Like, I was so proud of him. It was never ever a learning problem. It was a discipline problem, a authority problem. You know what I'm saying? And so the fact that now, he's 17, he just turned 17 a couple of days ago. He's getting ready to head to college now. He's super excited. And I'm sitting here like, oh my God, my baby's like, you know what I'm saying? And that just goes to say to all the parents that's out there, you know what I'm saying? Don't give up on your kids. Always research other options that's available, because everybody's not meant to travel the same path, and it doesn't mean that they're not going to succeed. You know what I'm saying? But let's get back to me. What the hell am I going to do at this house by myself? I don't know. I do not know. I don't know. And he's so excited to be leaving. And whichever direction, whatever happens, happens. I'm a firm believer in, I just go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure I'm not sure. I'm positive God always provides, and he always, give me everything I need, including situations. But anyway, bye y'all.